I hear there's a lot of controversy with this film. Can you speak a little about that?
There is some controversy surrounding the film. It's one of those things that I actually can't really talk about without ruining the film. So I would just say, go see the movie, and I think that will sort of help reveal perhaps why there is controversy surrounding it. So yeah, there were some moments of rewriting.
It's okay.
Like right now, we would re-script this moment to include you in this. So if you had a question for what was going on right now, I would.
Hello, this is Lonnie Stark of Stark Silver Creek, and I'm here with Cullen Hoback, director of FrICTION here at CineQuest 20. Thanks for spending some time with us and hanging out here. What have you thought about CineQuest 20 so far?
CineQuest 20. So this is my third time at CineQuest. I had two feature films here in the past. It's been a couple of years, so it's been interesting because CineQuest really keeps evolving. They do such a tremendous job of not only leading with technology and innovation, but they're also really responsive and good at seeing what other festivals are doing and embracing the good stuff at those festivals. So they've added these soirees every night, which they did not have here in 2007.
So that was the last?
Yeah, that was Monster Camp. It was a documentary that I did, which I was super fortunate on. We ended up getting distribution and being in 50 film festivals or something. So
wow.
It was a tremendous opportunity, and I got to see cities all across America I otherwise probably never would have. So.
Just visiting. So where's FrICTION in that? Is this the first time you're releasing, or have you shown it at other film festivals as well?
Oh no, this is the world premiere of FrICTION, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and CineQuest is, it's kind of like home to me in a lot of ways. I was joking with the programmers, they're like, it's almost like your CineQuest child. And I'm like, bastard child, maybe. But.
So you're like the poster child. Oh, bastard child, okay.
No, nothing like that. No,
what would your mom think about that comment?
I'll ask her on Saturday. She's actually coming to the screening. So.
Okay, awesome.
And my parents have not seen the film in its final version either, so that'll be interesting too, just to,
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see what your parents think.
Sure. What do you think, how would you describe FrICTION?
How would I describe it?
Yes,
the film?
Yes.
That's a great question. I've been trying to figure out how to do that in a very quick and concise way, because it's kind of a strange film.
Time out.
Right.
Gone. Okay, start again.
You're right. You're like, listen, if I was Jerry Bruckheimer, you had 20 words and you blew it. Get out of my office.
Luckily I'm not, so Okay, go on, continue.
It's a film basically, I went to a private high school and I made an agreement with the facility there wherein I could basically make a feature film. We had a very short time frame, and I took a real couple and I asked a very simple question, which is, what if I scripted for them to behave badly? What's funny is that I wasn't even sure I was going to make a film. Jerome Schwartz, my co-writer on the film, who's actually writing on Cold Case right now, flew him in. We were going to work on a couple of screenplays together. And and it was a great opportunity where I can teach, and then we just are sort of fed and watered and have a place to sleep, and then teach classes for a couple hours a day, and then you work on your independent film for the rest of the time.
So that sort of maps.
It's all true. I mean, there's so many elements in the film which
that is true.
It was all based on reality, and then I contorted reality and twisted it, and it became FrICTION. So, we took a fictional element, said, what if we mapped out your lives to look differently, and then documented the effects of that fictitious reality. The line blurs as the film goes on, because with each day of playing this person who's so close to you, that it becomes indistinguishable whether or not you are them and they are you, because, I mean, so much of who we are is based on what we choose to be each day, and when you're going through the process of saying, well, what if I did these bad things or behaved in this way, and then you actually have to act them out, it brought up a lot of real shit in their relationship. Things that I don't think necessarily would have been brought to the surface if the film had not been made.
At some point in the film, did you get to a point where you're thinking, should I halt or not? I know, no.
That's a great question. It's like the Heath Ledger situation. Someone actually brought that up who had seen a screener of the film. They're like, it's sort of reminiscent of that, where you become this, you act this thing out so much it gets into your soul a little bit. And I had to apply a safe word on set while we were shooting, because if emotionally the actors playing themselves were brought to some point where they couldn't handle it or it hit too close to home, they needed some way to be able to break outside of it and shut the cameras off, because there was a layer of the film which was supposed to be also about how the film was messing with them. So there were really 3 layers going on here, and we call that layer in between the fourth wall layer. So you've got the fiction layer, the fourth wall layer, and then the pure documentary layer. Yeah. And that pure documentary layer is basically when the safe word, people just didn't even bother using it, and the cameras just sort of kept rolling.
For people that don't know, what is that? How would you describe it?
Yeah, fourth wall is often addressing the audience directly, or it's revealing the mechanics of the process. Actually, for many actors, one of the hardest things to do is play yourself. There's a lot of actors who like the idea of being someone else.
Sure,
so
that's why they got into the...
Absolutely. Yeah. So being yourself in front of a camera can be very difficult, which is why I have so much respect for so many stars out there who are just great at being themselves, but I shouldn't say just, because that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, I'm so talented.
Are you good at being yourself? We'll just psychoanalyze you a little bit, contort and write a future for you, and then see what happens.
Well, speaking of that,
we'll write a relationship between you and Clint.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you'll both have to act it out, but it's okay because the camera will be on you. Yeah, so it'll justify all of your actions. Just trust the camera. Like right now, either you have to make a film for no money or you have to make a film for a ton of money.
Matter of fact, sorry, talk about the.
Are you trying to break the fourth wall? As if this is a demonstration, boys and girls.
Right, we should turn the camera on you right now.
No,
yeah, I was rewriting elements as it went along with Jerome, who is sort of the shadow writer who you don't necessarily see, who I was collaborating with, just because it made things too complicated to have him in front of the camera. So even though you can see him in a couple of shots in the film, but you have to be looking for him. Sure. And like if you're playing a drinking game, drink along to like Jerome when he shows up in frames. But you wouldn't get that drunk because he's only in like 2 or 3 of the frames in the film, unless you're drinking like 4 shots at a time. So, and I don't recommend that. But
yes, do not.
We're trying a lot of things, obviously trying to connect with people on Twitter. We have a petition on our website right now which deals with some of the issues surrounding content in the film that people can sign, and hopefully if we get enough signatures, simultaneously we'll be able to gauge where people have interest in the film, where people are supporting from, and then we can direct screenings to those places as well. Follow the tour and updates on the film with just my name, Cullen Hoback. So look me up on Twitter or send me a message.
Yes, you can stalk him.
Isn't that what Twitter is? It's just like, you know, mutual stalking. It's like a stalk orgy, basically. Stalk orgy.
When there's enough people, it becomes normal, right? So, anyways, thank you again. And this is Lonnie Stark of Stark Silver Creek here at CineQuest 20, talking to Cullen Hoback.
Gunning for Anderson Cooper. I should have worn my FrICTION shirt. I don't know what I was thinking. More branding.
Yeah.
You're not going to shoot with the flip simultaneously?
I do actually.
Okay. I'm Web 3.0. I'm like Sprint, like bringing the 4G network.
I'm the talent. It's kind of like on the movie, you know.
So you were watching it to prepare for the interview today.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
You.
Some ways.
I'm sorry. Did I just?
No, it's fine.
Okay. we're just keep on rolling. I'm so talented.
Are you good at being yourself?
I'm going to poke you and see what, happens.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm basically a living voodoo doll that hurts himself. Okay. So just keep poking away. Was rewriting as the...
Sorry.
This is one of my favorites. This is really great.
Yeah, there were some moments of rewriting.
It's okay.
Like right now, we would re-script this moment to include you in this. So if you had a question for what was going on right now, I would...
Okay.
Okay.
Droid it.
So you can Facebook.
Oh yeah, no, I'll throw one up on Tumblr. Sure, that'll be fun.